in this first best of 5 show match of the day. Again, my sincerest apologies go out to all the other players waiting to play right now. As we did not expect this to go on. We had some delays at the start, a DC, a resume from replay, lots of unfortunate things kind of accumulating to this. But we got Axiom's Heart versus Samsung Galaxy Solar coming up next. Apparently that's a tongue twister. So guys, we will not hesitate. We'll get that one set up ASAP as soon as we're out of this one. But here we are in the ace match, spotting the top location on Polar Night. It's going to be from the team Exile 5, the Australian player known as Pig.
And in the bottom position, it is the orange Terran, Millennium Dayshi.
And Pig, I think, is just probably got this really stupid grin on his face after that last match, showing that it could be done. You know, regardless of player opinions, like, let's be honest, it's not that Dayshi lost, I think, so much as that he lost to Swarm Host, right? It's like, it's not losing to a Protoss so much as it is losing to a Blink All-In that sets you off. And Swarm Host has been a big point of contention throughout the community. I mean, there's like lots of things people love and hate about StarCraft 2, but one like unified, agreed upon thing, like even Zerg players to an extent are like, I wish I didn't have to do Swarm Host, but if they work, why not?
You know, Jinro was playing the devil's advocate in his blog, and he was like, I think they're entertaining. And I'm like, yeah, okay. In all seriousness, though, it's... I guess not all seriousness, but like on another note, it's like funny because when you're a Terran player and you're a Bio Terran player, like meaning you only go mech occasionally or not at all, and then only against Terran, you don't even worry. Like you see games and you're like, Storm was kind of dumb, but I don't have to worry about it. So the fact that Dayshi actually has to play against it is probably like, he's probably actually like mad he just had to play against it. Like not because of how dumb it is, but he just had to experience it, you know? Like, man, I didn't sign up for this when I played Terran.
Yeah.
Or played Bio Terran rather.
Yeah. Well, we got a bit of time here while the Reaper comes out. I wanted to give a quick nod. We didn't, again, we kind of rushed into this last game because we were a little bit behind schedule. We're trying to catch up on it. But let's not forget, guys, the people sponsoring the show match are a combination Onstar-based Trade TV. We put our own money into this from ad revenue we've gained from the streams, from subscribers that have like that's where the money goes to setting up more show matches, tournaments, and events. But also NOG, the National Association of United Gamers. Now, we were supposed to interview their CEO after this series, but because we're running shy on time, we're going to do it after the next series. So if you guys have questions for him, just tweet them at with the hashtag of NOGSC2 on Twitter so we can take a look at those, and we'll get your Q&As sorted here on stream. Of course, there's not a lot of opportunities you get to talk to a sponsor, much less the head of a sponsor organization directly. But if you got questions, today is your chance to have them asked. But Reaper dancing around for dear life in the meantime. No drones have died yet, but this Reaper is totally screwed.
I think. Well, no, actually. Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's gonna leave.
5 Elephant gets out alive. That Queen should have been able to get one more hit on it, I swear, but just barely out of range, I guess. SCV is getting chipped away at, but not dead just yet.
You know what? In before the next series is like also 2 hours.
Well, Solar and Heart are really top-notch players. I don't think we're going to have, like, super silly games or anything like that. Not to say any of these were silly, but I mean, like, we're not going to have, like...
Oh, they're silly. You can say it. No upgrades, Swarm Host versus Bio. Come on.
Okay, you're right. Objectively, they're silly. I meant, like, stupid. Like, we're not going to see games where, like, Solar and Heart are just banking up a 40-minute no-rush scenario or anything like that. I think we'll be cool with the next one. And, of course, let's not forget Select and Golden are waiting to cap it all off afterwards. So we got lots of good matches up today, guys. Lots of good matches. Do stay tuned for that. But for now, we got the Reaper still poking forward a little bit. Polar Night is a very frustrating map, I think, for Zerg players to hold a third on. But if they do get the third and they can move towards their fourth, you get such control of this map very easily. Combination of Watchtowers and Creep that it's so difficult for Terran players to take you head on.
Another thing is that the fourth base is easy to get when you break down those rocks. It's actually, I think it's a fairly good map for Zerg. Usually if we see Terrans pick it, it's because they want a 2-racks on it. As we've seen, it can be effective, although many, many more people are using those backdoor rocks to come back. That happened.
That was, I don't know, but I remember watching your game. What was that, TLO on versus Lucifer?
There was that one
that was
always go back to. But it was like one like yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see it, but I heard people talking about it, and I was like, hey, I know that.
Dude, side note, you are so popular today. That phone ringing off the hook. Can the boys just not give you a rest for like 1 moment?
Wouldn't they call my cell phone?
I don't know. I'm just
Which
like,
would be even more embarrassing because that's my cell
oh,
phone is
whoa.
Kesha.
He actually got the cancel on that base. Sorry, just like dialing us back to reality, quote unquote, for a second. That was
Not
actually
dialing. Nah, nah.
yeah, accidental puns are the best puns. Normally, you actually have the queen stave that off, and the hatchery doesn't need to be canceled, much less fear to be killed. But Pig unfortunately did have to delay this third, and that it might not seem like a lot right away, but this extra like minute or whatever it's going to take to establish, that's larva injects, that's drones, that's mining, that's a lot of time lost just through one small
Yeah.
cancel.
And he's going back into it. Pig, what are you doing? Get your queens over here. I like how they waddle. Makes them look so like they look so important, but they're not because they waddle.
Like frumpy dresses and whatnot.
Exactly, like they're like hairnet on still. Oh my god, you take that picture.
All right, well, Dayshi, he's done a great job of poking around at Pig's base, of course, but we do have the creep spreads still moving out regardless. Pig hasn't been really thwarted in that regard. He's actually taking this back base. We do have those rocks that were knocked down. This is something that makes me happy because, like, you've been casting with me long enough to know that like every time we come on this map, I'm like, I want someone to knock down the rocks, make use of this back pathway, but we actually have someone going for this. Now, this is kind of a dangerous base to take. Like, it looks deceptively safe, but it's really easy. If you take down this third, there's not a lot to stop a player going straight up. There's no way you choke this off. There's no good engagement paths, whereas at the natural, you can kind of force a funnel. You can predict the ramping. You can take the high ground advantage, I guess, quote unquote, but Queen, almost being donated here in the middle of the map. Transfuse keeps it alive, but perhaps only temporarily. Another transfuse goes down, but it's only to use energy because it was going to die. 28 lings are coming out, but these Hellions are, man, between a base cancel and a queen snipe, getting a little bit more done than normal.
Even valuing, putting in a scan, not something you usually see, but can happen if you know that you are in a good position to.
Yeah, after killing a queen as well, like that's better because you know it's one less respreading that creep. So Dayshi, right off the bat here, might not have base control, but he's got map control, something he hasn't had pretty much ever in the early game, I feel. Like, it always feels like his Hellions are deterred, his Banshees get shut down. He doesn't get to do what he's doing right now.
It's true. I definitely agree. This is looking much better already for Dayshi. And the fourth is being taken by Pig. It's actually at a point, I believe, where they just assume that it's going to be taken. It's not like Dayshi could be like, oh, he's still on 3 bases. Nah, he took the back one. Unfortunately, you really can't get back there. Like, maybe if you're attacking with your entire army, like you said, and you kill the third, you get back there, but that rarely ever happens. Usually you're ending the game then anyways. So, the other option is drops, which we saw one player try and get back there. Was it Select, maybe? And it just never did any damage. It got caught, didn't do anything. Kind of a waste of medevac trying to get back to the 4th base.
Well, trying to take a base of his own here. Dayshi finally lines this down, but this is not a fun base to take because very wide open engagement areas from multiple angles. This base actually, I wonder what's worse, the third on Daedalus or the third on Polar Knight if you take it in this location.
Still Daedalus because you don't use the other pathway on Polar Knight that much, but on Daedalus you always do. Anyways, the medevacs aren't here, and that could have been a really big problem had Pig had more. He actually shouldn't have split right there, but had he had more Banelings. Luckily, he did not, and Dayshi does keep most of his Marines alive.
Yeah, it's a not bad engagement. Of course, Pig's not quite at that crazy amount of either Banelings or Mutalisks where you overwhelm your opponent. And no matter how good your engagements are in the early game as a Zerg player, you're usually trading at a loss just due to the way that units are made. But this one of mine is going to burrow. It's going to get some pretty good hits off here. Takes out a good chunk of the Banelings, actually. That's huge.
It was actually really nicely done. Yeah, usually you don't want to attack at all without medevacs. That could have been really bad, but as you said, luckily Pig did not have a lot of Banelings. And for those of you who don't know, you don't actually want to split against Lings, because that makes them surround more, which is bad. So that ever really happens. Usually there's always Banelings, but interesting tidbit. Yeah. He's going to push forward again. Very rarely have I seen creep spread actually go past this mark at the Zelnaga. Just seems like usually if a Terran isn't straight out losing, they're always going to be able to push it back.
He's also, I want to point out, getting that vehicle armor plating for the medevacs again really early. I mean, a big part of this too is trying to get those Widowmines a little bit stronger so they get the chance to actually burrow rather than getting picked off beforehand, but still, this composition at a Dayshi, like, he's got the upgrade advantage, or he will have the upgrade advantage in a few moments, but of course, it's going to come down to control so much more than anything else. Like, if there's just 50 Banelings coming in, it doesn't matter if you're on 2-2 or 1-1. You got to spread.
I really like how this game is going for Dayshi. I really do. Like, it started off great with the Hellions, but now it's going even better because he's not losing anything on the middle of the map. The last few games here, we've seen him like lose chunks of army in the middle of the map before he has 2-2, and that's, you know, obviously bad. Now he actually has a very sizable army, and 2-2's about to finish.
Yeah, as soon as that 2-2 kicks in, that might just be what forces the bit of a fight here, but still spreading out for these Banelings, really taking minimal losses, and again, these Marines with combat shields can survive a hit. Banelings with level 1 upgrades, they hit for 39. Yes, that's a lot of damage, but still, medevacs are going to help make up that difference. Milo's being baited into a fight that they really don't want to be, but, you know, there's no counterattack set up over here to the left, right? Like, there's no... Pig's not trying to sneak anything by. I kind of wish he was, because in a straight-on engagement, I just don't like his chances.
I don't either. Also really worrying is the lack of Mutalisk. I feel like I guess he's just more of a Baneling player in general. His Mutalisk count has never been that high, but it's not working out right now.
Yeah, this is, I don't know. There's the 2-2, and that does force the push out of Dayshi. Pig looking like he could be in for some trouble. Gets some pretty good Baneling connects, actually. Takes out quite a few Widow Mines, but Dayshi's army is just looking really, really good, and Pig has 6 Banelings behind the zombie grub. Like, this is not enough to stop this army. He really needs like 40 Banelings right now.
I wonder if it's nerves or maybe Australian internet, but like he is actually messing up a lot. He hasn't started 2-2, which you would expect it like to be like 75% by now, and he actually has never gotten Overlord speed and no Overseers. Like he just morphed them.
Banelings aren't gonna take out the Widow Mines, so they take out the Mutalist. Pig not looking good right now. You know, I was gonna say, like, Pig's the nicest guy in the universe. Like, of all players I've ever interacted with, he is. So, like, maybe this is like a manners thing. Like, okay, I did the Swarm Host thing. You can have the series. But yeah, the engagement really not going too well here. Just Pure Legs flooding in against 2-2 Marines. They've got 1-1. Their upgrades aren't going to hold it. There's way too much on the ground, and Pig's army supply is dipped quite significantly, down to barely a third that of Dayshi's. This is looking to be pretty darn good for Dayshi.
Oh yeah, that's a win. So, Pig does GG. Yeah, I was wondering when it was. It must have gotten worse after that, you know,
that lag out session, yeah. But okay, he takes it in the end, 3-2. All 5 games getting played out here. Big congratulations to Dayshi. Of course, like all Base Trade TV related events, guys, we have the money before we even start the event, so I will contact him, pay him out through PayPal later on tonight or tomorrow, depending. I think it's like, oh god, like gotta be like 2 a.m. for him or something. But we're gonna get into the next series like right away. So,